What's up, sir?
What the fuck, man? What happened with Seth? Give me your analysis.
Whew. I mean, we did predict that was going to happen, but we said it was going to happen when he lost the belt. I guess except for that belt. We want that belt, so we're going to take it. Well, excuse me, I want that belt, so I'm going to take it. Definitely didn't
pick it up.
Too early. Like I said, we knew it was coming, but just we didn't know it was going to happen that fast and under these circumstances.
Right. It's only been 6 months. They just got a name like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they ain't got music yet. They ain't got T-shirts yet, but grand opening, grand closing.
Yeah, that was wild, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I was happy about it. I was excited. I'm just really anxious to see what they're gonna do next. Like, so I'm guessing like Seth is gonna be feuding with them, of course. But it's like, who gonna be is it gonna be like the end game gonna be him versus Bron for the title? But then you still got Roman, and then CM Punk just got a number one contender shot. So, man, it's getting good.
I'm confused as hell.
It's a lot going on. It's a lot of balls in there at one time.
It's like 6 months. The cap for when they're going to like give up on some when it comes to a storyline. Like they gave heel Cena 6 months, flip the script. Right, that was just a month before. That was Elimination Chamber through SummerSlam. Now we got WrestleMania through Crown Jewel, another 6 month period. Huge angle, huge swerve, huge turn. New faction formed within the following month, right? First, it was just Seth and Paul. Then came Bron the next night. Then came Bronson. They never expanded beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
Seth got the title. Like there was so much more they could have done with this particular faction terrorizing the WWE. It put so many things in limbo or in question, which we complain about them doing the same every week, right? So clearly this is a
plot twist.
Right. But what ultimately does it mean when you got all this confusion and all this, for lack of a better word, like purgatory, different characters with like Usos, like Jey Uso's attitude, right?
Yeah.
Or the Roman Reigns conflict with his cousins. We got the Seth thing. Now Braun standing over him, holding the title up, but he's not number one contender, and he was still beating up the Usos earlier in the night like he normally does. So it's like, who's feuding with who? Who's the bad guy? Who's the, like, hey, if it's all about the title, all about the precious, okay, I get that. That's the way it should be.
Do you think it's like slowly but surely it's like factions is kind of like coming to an end, man?
That's the worst thing they could do.
But it's like, think about it, what only faction left is just Judgment Day, really. I mean, the Vision is still a faction, but is it a faction? It's kind of like a tag team now.
That's a good point. Well, I mean, if they're not in the tag team division, technically they're not a tag team. They're just two guys who decided to, you know what I mean? Like when Stone Cold and Triple H paired up, they were just trying to take over the WWE. Just Triple H's injury got in the way. Who knows what that would have expanded to?
Yeah.
Way back then. But I'm trying to think, like, I guess if it's less than three people, is it technically a faction, or we just
Yeah, they got to put out a rule book for that, man.
Because, I mean, Io and Rhea are not a faction.
No.
Interesting. Yeah, we got to check the rule book on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say I'm very confused by, not confused like in a bad way. It's just like, oh, okay, this is where you're going with it? All right, fine. I'm gonna stop sitting here giving you booking ideas for 6 months from now when you keep just rearranging the entire
It's like, man, it better be a good damn story for them to end it that quick, that faction. It better be
because the best thing for Bronson Reed specifically was being in that faction. And he got the huge win over Roman, which I predicted, which we will discuss. But we had to go straight to the Seth Rollins debacle. Because the first thing a couple things caught me. The first thing that caught me was the spoiler that pissed me off. The goddamn show happened at 5 a.m. I'm on the toilet doing God's work. And here I go I look at the phone. And all of a sudden, the spoiler hits me right away. That's what. And that's why I texted you. Like, all right, I got to go watch Raw now because they just put this front line, like front page news.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm glad you let me know too. So I try to like stay clear of social media. So I took your heat of your warning.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is big. I need Gold to watch this before we record, because this is the entire topic. Or nothing on Raw, nothing else on Raw matters, except this.
That was the goddamn wow. Yeah, that was the crazy ass season finale twist.
That's crazy. Now let's rewind for a second, because we've been just talking amongst each other like we normally do. But for the listeners, what up, HHW fam? We're talking about Seth Rollins getting turned on by his homies, by Bronson Reed and Big Bron Breakker. They turned on him. Paul Heyman looked shocked and confused at first. But eventually, like when he held his hands up, it was kind of like, all right, well, this is the way we going.
Shit, well, you heard what Bron said. He was like, yo, either you with me or you with him. Make a choice.
I was trying to read his lips and capture that, like what he was saying. Like, cause like Bronson Reed was like, all right, well, fuck it. I already give this man 6 tsunamis in the past. What's the 7th? Let me go ahead and give it to him. And then Paul Heyman's like, well, I turn on everybody. Might as well strap myself to the future.
Paul Heyman said, nah, let me just not get my ass whooped.
Right. You saw what happened last time he reluctantly tried to work with someone. So
yeah, he got his ass put through a table by the bloodline.
Through a table by the bloodline, right? Mm-hmm. So here we are. They pulled the trigger early. They could have did this based off the Seth Rollins loss. He just won. Not only did he beat Cody.
Yeah.
He got the Crown Jewel Championship. He's still the world champ. Here's CM Punk. Timing is just weird. CM Punk is getting a title shot. When? Survivor Series?
That's a good question too. I mean, it wouldn't make sense to do it at the Rumble because if he does lose, then of course he's gonna want to enter the Rumble and like try to get another chance.
I'm starting to wonder. Well, actually, let's rewind for a second again. Let's go to the beginning. Let's go to the beginning of the show when we thought everything was cool, and then now let's reflect. Let's reminisce. That's the sound of the reminiscing machine.
Yeah.
The last week when Seth had questioned, what happens if I lose? But she didn't lose. Now let's fast forward to Crown Jewel, another backstage segment where Bron Breakker's like, well, what if he loses? And Paul Heyman's like, you know what to do. It's like that was already set up, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm damned if I don't, I'm damned if I do type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So then we get now. Let's get back current. Now we're on our opening segment, as we've had so many times this year, with Seth coming out with the crew, talking that like we say he was going to do, but he put some extra sauce on it with some of the things that he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And again, me knowing that what was going to ultimately happen, I didn't know if it was happening that segment or if it was happening later. Clearly, it happened later, but in the beginning, certain things that he said that I caught was he don't need nobody. He said, I don't need anybody.
Bingo. And that's just to raise my antenna. I'm like, yo, he talking a little too much, bro. Like, because these guys was having your back the entire time, except for like the Cody match because they wanted you to prove yourself. So for you to kind of like say that nobody helped you, you didn't need nobody, that would make me feel some kind of way too. That's kind of like, if Michael Jordan was like, I don't need nobody. Like Pippen helped him win that 6 rings. Luke Longley helped him with those 6 rings. Goddamn Ron Harper helped him win those rings. Like, no, you do need people.
I'm mad you keep like giving props to Luke Longley.
Wow, man. He's the first person I always think of. I don't know why. His name stands out.
Yeah. But good point. Good point. Knowing what was about to come, I started looking at everybody's faces in the ring. So you could see facial expressions and, a few moments of like Bron Breakker seeming kind of distant.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Bronson Reed riding the high of that big win he got the night before.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, how are we going to ride this momentum? But nope, they just went straight for the heel turn at the end. After they still beat up all the faces.
Yeah.
As usual, I'm like, oh, here we go. So once we got to the end of the show, I was like, oh yeah, of course. CM Punk gets beat up by the Vision again, as usual. That train is never late.
Yeah.
But no, we get some extra stank put on top of it because now the top heel has been taken out by, I guess, the new 2 top heels. I don't know.
I think so. But you know what? At the same time, like throughout Seth's journey with the Vision, it really felt like he was like unintentionally becoming a face. Like just because like his pop was just like he got a pop every time, bro. Like even when he came out last night, he got a pop. Even when he won, like at Crown Jewel, he got a pop. Like so, it just kind of like I think they're gonna ride off of that wave to kind of like fuel Bron and Bronson's. You like they're the Rockets are their back because what better way to set that up than to have them face, I guess, their former leader. You know, like that's it's crunchy. Like you want to see that.
Yes.
I know, but it's kind of like I know what you're saying. It's kind of like you felt like they skipped too many steps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of missing. Now, granted, they could probably put together some great video package from we may have missed from other in-ring promos or backstage segments where maybe we could have saw some of that writing on the wall, but I never saw it. We just knew it was going to happen at some point. We just didn't know when and how. And our prediction was whenever Seth
lost that damn belt.
He hasn't lost the belt.
Mm-hmm.
But something tells me that he might be getting ready to do so.
I think so too.
Because I'm starting to wonder, like, was this the plan, or is this is this based on something else? Like, is he hurt?
That's what I was thinking too. Because he was having an interview. I watched his ESPN after his match win, and they was talking about the movie did like that coast to coast headbutt, which is crazy. And he was like, "Yeah, hard fall there, hard fall." I was like, "So did he get hurt doing that?" Like, which I hope he's not. That would fuck up.
He also said during his
hard landing. So excuse me.
Yeah, during his promo, he also said with one arm, one good arm, still won. I didn't know he had a bad arm.
Me neither.
And then backstage, so now I'm looking at his arm, right? When he's talking backstage, after Bronson and Bron beat up the Usos again, I'm watching the backstage segment, and Seth is he's not moving his arm that much.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if maybe he was selling that. So I started wondering, like, okay, well, maybe he's hurt, and they are trying to just jumpstart getting this title off of him because they just thrusted CM Punk in there, like, all right, well, here we go, CM Punk.
Yeah.
Number 1 contender.
Yeah.
We need to fast forward this story a little bit, maybe. Or maybe not. So now I am on the internet. Let me go see if there's actually been some type of report that he is injured. I don't know. But continue to give me more of your thoughts.
I'm about to say, but then again, like, it's like you don't even know what the fuck to believe no more because we thought he was injured last time, but.
Right. Which is a good thing, I guess.
Yeah. Shout out to good problems.
But that was a big angle, man. That's a big angle. So
huge angle. A huge angle, man. Like, I was like, man, what was talking about, whatever? Because when they started rolling like the little credits and shit, I was like, ain't shit happen. And then it just kept staying on the show. I'm like, and then when he finally did, I was like, oh shit.
That was big.
Yeah, I started clapping.
Yeah, that was big. That was big. So right here on Figure 4 Online, they're saying a photo posted to social media has fans questioning if Rollins is dealing with an injury that contributed to WWE's decision to have this angle happen now. The photo, which was posted by a fan after being taken between Crown Jewel and Raw, shows Seth Rollins with his arm in a sling. But nothing on Figure 4 Online that would hint that he's dealing with an injury. Let me check PW Insider, my other go-to source for wrestling news. Here we go. Seth Rollins update. This is reported by Mike Scoops Johnson, the hardest working wrestling journalist in the world.
Scoops.
The angle on Raw earlier today with Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker turning on Seth Rollins was necessitated by Seth Rollins suffering an injury at Crown Jewel, Perth over the weekend. The belief is that Rollins hurt his left shoulder landing while executing the coast-to-coast dive towards the upside-down Cody Rhodes, who was hanging in the turnbuckles. There's no official word on the nature of the issue, but Rollins was seen sporting a sling in a photo that he took with a fan Sunday evening in Australia. We are told he will be undergoing testing in the coming days. Shoulder injuries are no joke.
No.
Clearly we saw. Now going back, should he have done that move to begin with? Probably not.
I don't think so. I think now, maybe, I don't know if you noticed it kind of seemed like they're going a little bit harder since they got the ESPN deal. Just a little bit.
They had to make up for WrestlePalooza being a pretty mid show, because this show was far from mid. It was pretty damn great.
It was
compared to
the crossroads off the top rope, man. This was crazy.
That was crazy. Yeah. But Cody, he's going to go hard on this PLE match anyway. He's not really going to phone it in 8 out of 10 times. He's going to come with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this one was for, the bragging rights of who's the A champion.
Mm-hmm.
But he shouldn't have done that move. He shouldn't have done that coast to coast move. And ultimately, the execution, I mean, what, you were going for a headbutt?
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
He should have went for like a drop kick or something. He could have landed on his back a little bit more safely.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have done that. Not from that distance with that velocity and that. No, they did it.
Yeah. So maybe they rehearsed it like before the show a few times, and he thought he kind of like had it down pat. But it's like anything can happen, man. You can just look a little bit and fall short.
Listen, Liv dislocated her shoulder doing a routine sequence of exchanging holds. You know what I mean? Not even a daredevil type of move.
She stopped her fall. She just basically stopped her fall. And yeah,
the shoulder is one of those, muscles and joints where that can just pop out with just the wrong, just gravity not being your friend at the moment.
Yeah.
And so here we are now. And listen, Seth Rollins is a cornerstone of this show, so we need him as healthy as possible. That's a risk he didn't have to take.
Yeah,
he could have did something different. I mean, I'm not a big fan. He could have did something different. He could have did a curb stomp the Cody's face while he was upside down. I'm not a big fan of the opponent being left prone upside down to begin with.
Yeah,
because it just takes too long, and the person's holding himself up for the most part, unless they're like in a straight up trio woe.
Yeah,
like Mick Foley used to do. And they're kind of like helpless. But for the most part, if I'm waiting for you to climb the turnbuckle and then jump 20 feet across the ring.
Yeah. But we know how Seth is, bro. Like Seth, he loves the business. He definitely wants to put on a good show.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do something to make fans go, oh, did you see what Seth did last night? And we did, you know what I'm saying? Like, and when he was talking about it, so that kind of made sense that he did get injured doing that, because when he was talking on the show saying hard landing, so it might be some real shit, bro.
It might be. He'll get it tested out. We'll see what they're talking about. But the question is,
where's out the Seth?
Were they? Yeah, we hope that everything turns out well, and whatever you got to go through, hopefully it doesn't involve surgery. If it does, speedy recovery to you. But they still didn't have to pull the trigger. When Seth was injured before, they didn't do a rush double cross angle then.
Yeah, they just kind of stressed it out and just let him talk every once in a while.
They just let Bron and Bronson continue to beat up the Usos and LA Knight and CM Punk like normal until Seth came back, and then they started beating up the Usos and CM Punk and LA Knight like usual. Last night they're still beating up LA Knight, the Usos and CM Punk like usual, but again, a little extra sauce on it with the double cross. But I think they could have maybe saved that until they actually had Seth checked out.
Agreed. I agree on that.
Because they could have did the turn. So a couple things could be happening, and we'll see in the next coming weeks. They got like 6 weeks till Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm.
They could have had they could have said, well, Seth, you're injured. You're good enough to maybe drop the title to Punk. And then after you drop the title to Punk, then they'll come in, take you out, then you can go on the shelf and heal and hopefully be back in time for Rumble, Mania, or whatever it takes.
That makes the most sense.
Or they're saying, all right, maybe this injury is like legit. Granted, this all happened while it was still in Australia, so maybe he's going to get checked out when they get back in the States. I don't know. MRIs, X-rays, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
They could have said, all right, well, you may not be medically cleared to compete for a minute, so let's go ahead and just take you out and then have your title relinquished and have another like Stephanie Valkyrie situation where CM Punk, you're the contender, but you're not taking on Seth.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take on some other contenders, or they'll have a tournament, or it'll be another three-way between you, Jey Uso, and LA Knight. Please don't. I don't want to see these three anymore.
Yeah, man.
Insert Bron in there. Okay, maybe. Hell, put the belt on Bron if you're going to do that. Then Seth,
give us.
back,
We're tired
give
of
us some. I'm sorry, Go. I was talking over you. Say that again.
No, just like give us something to crunch on. We're tired of soup. We've already had soup this week, man.
Yes, I am tired of soup. Raw soup. That's what we should call it. We should change out the name of our show to Raw Soup.
Yo, that's actually catchy though.
Like, all right, it's time for the raw soup.
Mm-hmm.
What flavor is it this week? Same old same old soup. So if they're going to take it off, so looking at it two ways: Punk takes it off of him, or they strip him of the title due to injury, and then he could say that he never lost it, come back and get his revenge. Like, I think if they had long-term plans on Seth feuding with his own crew, they were going to do it over the course of some months, not no easy one-and-done type deal. And also, another thing here that has me scratching my head is that Seth has no allies.
That's something else I was looking at online. Somebody was like, is they kind of like foreshadowing how can I say reunited? The Shield being reunited.
They can't. I mean, they can't. They can't storyline-wise. Well, they can do anything storyline-wise, right? But Moxley's on the other show.
Well, maybe just Roman and Seth.
They hate each other too much.
Yeah.
To even go against the Vision. No. You know why? Because Seth wouldn't even help Roman in that Bloodline War Games match last year.
That's right. He did turn him down. Yeah.
Roman and Seth are not teaming together for at least another 2 years. Because, all is forgiven in wrestling. But that's one.
That's what I was about to say. Never say never, bro.
Nah, bro.
You said I'm not sold at all.
Never say never. I am saying
never. Not right now.
Not right now. No. If you do that, I swear, if I see Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns tag teaming for any reason, or Seth Rollins and CM Punk tag teaming for any reason, I could see CM Punk and Roman Reigns on the same team, but no other combination of the three. Those are my nevers. That's my nah.
Seth and Roman.
Seth and Roman is not happening.
Hey, Cody and Roman teamed up.
They figured out a way to make that work, and then they created a bunch of other angles on top of it, like with Kevin Owens, and they had so many things react to that one big moment. Now you're probably saying, well, they can do that again with Seth and Roman. No, they cannot. They can try. It will not be satisfactory.
It wouldn't make. So basically, you saying it just wouldn't make sense.
There's no possible way that you can make. There's no heel. No, like there's no Ginyu Force. There's no Frieza or Cell to have Vegeta and Goku team up. There's nothing that can happen.
Yeah.
There's no big force that will bring Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns on the same page, unless they plan to say, you know what, we're going to take over the entire WWE.
Yeah.
And even then, they can't trust each other because all they do is turn on each other.
They do.
That makes absolutely no. I'll see CM Punk and Drew McIntyre win the tag team titles before I see Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns do anything together. They can't. And if they do it this year, I swear I'm just going to stop watching the product because that's just ridiculous. At this point, you're dropping the ball on everything.
Yeah.
Everything. You just like these stories. Fans are going to come anyway. Let's just give them this same old soup and these nothing burgers and this word salad every goddamn week.
Yeah.
Out of here.
It's gotten real interesting, man. So now I'm really, really curious about what the fuck they're gonna do at Survivor Series.
Well, that was another segment, another topic I wanted to talk to you about today. Because have you heard? First of all, actually, before we even move on to that, do you have any other thoughts on the possibilities of this Seth Rollins double cross with Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed turning on him prematurely, if you ask me? But they did it, so all right, let's run with it.
I say if he's injured, man, put the belt on Punk and like have Vision chase him.
All right. I'm not against that. Although Punk beating Seth for it at WrestleMania would have been like the ultimate, way better like payoff.
Cinderella.
Maybe. Right. But I don't know. Bron held it up. He did the standover with the belt in his hand. I think he might be. I think if Seth's injured, we might get another 4-way match. A 3-way, but maybe a 4-way. To throw Bron in
Seth, there. Punk, and either Jay or LA.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Probably.
But we'll find out. I guess we need to find out, is he officially injured or not? But something tells me that he is. And I think they did that out of haste, knowing that maybe he might be on the shelf for however long enough to where they say, you know what, we can't even wait 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
You know the old 30, you got to defend your title every 30 day or whatever clause. They used to exercise that back in the day, but we can't even wait like for the next PLE to get here before we determine. I think they could have. So like, what are they trying to say? We'll find out in the next few weeks, but it's a hot angle. I'm not trying to take away from the heat.
Yeah.
Oh, the heat's there. But it could have been so much more, especially with Bronson Reed getting that victory the night before over Roman Reigns. But we'll talk about that during our recap. But we can just go ahead and wrap up this Seth Rollins talk. Hottest angle of the week, the month, and probably in the last few. I'm trying to think, has there been any other big surprises to you that have out?
Well, the last biggest surprise was Seth like cashing in on Punk.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, man, I would hate
so
for
what
him
my boy's trying to say, WWE, y'all could have added some paprika. Y'all could have added some onion powder to that damn soup and get a little more flavor, man. We don't want this broth. Could have added some potatoes, too.
Yo, they could have did so much more. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But then sometimes you don't. And I think we'll have to look back at this and how they execute it. And if they do a great job of executing it, if Bron or Bronson shine even more because of this, because ultimately, at least don't take Paul Heyman away from him.
I don't think they will.
Keep Paul Heyman with those two guys.
Yeah. Paul's that straight up their mentor, you could tell. And I'm interested to see, I'm ready to see what Bron has to say next week.
He better not drop the ball on this one.
I don't think Paul will let him, bro. I don't think he will. If Paul Heyman got to sit down and write that goddamn promo himself, he will.
Well, yeah.
He will.
Like it's going to have to be like a monster money promo.
Mm-hmm.
And just don't come out and beat up the Usos next week. I'm tired of seeing Bron Breakker beat up the Usos.
I'm tired of seeing Big Jim get geeked out, man. What the man?
He's getting ready to go on maternity leave, so he'll be all right with his beautiful wife and child, soon-to-be child.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I will wrap it up on the Seth part. We'll just see what happens. That was the hottest angle. I'm going to go ahead and hit stop on this one, and then we're going to go talk about the rumored War Games matchup, which also makes no sense whatsoever. But that might change based off of last night. So let me stop this. We'll be right back on HHW. Peace.